Yay, already two of my favorite people.
Hello.
How are you guys tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. Stuck in this crazy traffic coming from Atlanta.
That's no fun.
None whatsoever.
And it's so unpredictable. I mean, it's always bad, but there are certain days where it's just an absolute nightmare.
It is, yeah. And usually it gets better in the summer, you know, once school is out and teachers are home and parents aren't, you know, back and forth and stuff. But this is just crazy.
No.
Patricia, what side are you coming from?
I'm coming from Emory on Clifton Road.
Okay,
So coming up 78, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just came from Union City, so it's like I know what you're
Okay.
talking about.
Yes, it's always crazy.
Do you, when you come from Union City, do you go through or do you go around?
Okay, so I came through this today because that's what Wade said. Usually I go around, but Wade said go through. So I trust Wade.
Yep.
Yes, me too. Yeah, because it told me to get off on Mountain Industrial, and I'm glad I did because it was just standstill traffic.
Anytime I didn't listen to Waze, I ended up being in trouble.
They're paying the price.
Yes, me too. Me too.
Patricia, I meant to ask you real quick. I know we're getting ready to start, but I just meant to ask you
Yes.
really quick. Did you get a chance
ma'am.
to do your referral?
I did not. I didn't have to
Okay.
have a chance to do it last night. I wanted to talk back with my couple to see if they want me to go ahead and put the referral in now. That way they can kind of do a meet and greet, or maybe just wait about 6 months.
Okay.
I wanted to kind of see, what they wanted to do. Cause like I said, they're moving this weekend and they're not planning on purchasing for at least a year. That way to give them, time to get familiar with the area and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, just make sure you do it because Trey was helping me do my commission. And so my client came through a referral and I was just floored how much of a referral fee for my commission is going to the referring agent. So when you think about the type of, work you do, and the fact that, hey, you refer a couple out and you get a nice chunk of change, it is worth it.
Right.
And
right, exactly.
And it can be sizable. I've got a referral out right now that if it comes through, the referral fee be about $15,000.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
That's just on one transaction.
Right.
But one of our agents, she has a really good online network. It's Lisa Scola, and she'll make between $15,000 and $20,000 this year just in referral fees.
Wow,
Connecting people that she knows in other markets with agents. Those aren't clients of hers that are moving someplace else. It's just people she knows that live someplace else that she's staying in constant communication with them. And when they need somebody, she's the first person they ask because she's made sure they know that that she doesn't want them just to wind up with anybody. She wants them to wind up with somebody that they can trust. And that message is working for her, and people are reaching out to her, and she's making those connections. And to get an extra $1,000, $1,500 every month, that's a lot of money.
Yes,
that is a lot of money. Yeah, it is. So I will definitely make sure to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Well, Felicia, glad to have you joining us tonight too.
I'm glad to be here. I'm learning.
And that's the idea is I want you guys learning. Oh, and there's Valerie joining us now. Fantastic. Good. So this is the first one of these that I've done. And so you guys are often, I don't want to say neglected, but you don't have some of the same opportunities that a full-time real estate agent has to have access to some training and coaching because of your schedules and the demands on your time. So I wanted to do something special just for y'all to help you either build the business while you're dual career, if the intention is to hang on to that other job for an extended period of time. But for others that want to get rid of that job and move to real estate full time, want to start laying the foundation for that. And so just know tonight's the first one, and they're probably only going to get better from here. Hopefully we will get more attendance as these grow. So if you guys enjoy it tonight, please invite somebody to the next one. Okay. And that could be somebody with our office or somebody not with our office. So I hope you guys get a lot of value out of the night. Let me know if you don't, what I need to do to improve it. So, but my vision for this is that every month we'll pick a different theme and kind of work around that theme. And I want it to be a really interactive class. So it's not that I want you guys doing exercise and things like that, but I want us having really good discussion through this. So please don't feel like this is just an hour and a half of listen to Trey. That's not what this is intended to be. I want us to chat back and forth and get your feedback and see where you are. And hopefully the things that I share are going to be helpful. Does that sound like a decent plan?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, fantastic. Well, I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I was trying to come up with what's the first place for us to start, there's so much to learn. So where do we start? And being a dual career agent's kind of unique, and you guys have some challenges that everybody else doesn't have to deal with. And so I wanted to speak tonight a little bit about the uniqueness of being a dual career agent. And I couldn't think of a better place to start than we're talking about the mindset of being a dual career agent. Because, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but you know, if I had another 40-hour commitment someplace, I would be tempted to think that I might be a little less than when it comes to being an agent. Maybe I don't have the training, I don't have the time, I don't have the resources. There's things that make me question my own ability. Do you guys find yourself in that same mind space?
Most definitely. That was me. Last week, I was telling my husband that I was actually thinking of just stepping away for right now because you get so defeated because and now they want us back in the office full time and just dealing with that. And I'm like, okay, well, the days that I was able to work from home, you know, I was able to get a little bit more calls and stuff in and kind of interact and find stuff for, you know, my potential clients. And now going into the office, it's kind of hard to, you know, do that and still do a full-time, very busy office, you know, with 5 doctors and 2 advanced practitioners. And, you know, we get patients, 5 to 6 new patients every day. So, and, you know, just dealing with that. And I told my husband, I was like, I'm going to have to maybe put my license inactive and, you know, maybe just step away. And he's like, no, don't do that. I know it seems hard. I know, you know, you and, you know, seems like things aren't working out. He was like, but I just need you to just hold on. Don't give up. The market's going to turn around. Things are going to get better. Just, you work too hard to give up now, is what he keeps telling me. I'm
And
just,
Patricia, give your husband a big hug for me tonight. And
Okay.
I said, thank you for being such a good supporter for you.
yes,
Because not everybody has that same type of support at home also. So
right,
the fact
right.
that you have someone there that's cheering you on, I think is amazing. So
Yes, it is.
tell him he's doing a good job there. Okay.
I will, yeah, because I was at the point of tears and crying and, I can't do this and, it's not working out and maybe this isn't something that I should be doing. And he's just like, stop it right now. You
So,
work too hard. Yeah.
well,
So I definitely appreciate that.
and hopefully as we work through tonight, hopefully you're going to walk away with a couple of ideas on
Mhm.
maybe some solutions that are going to help you not to feel that way. So that's my hope
Right.
at least. But
Okay, awesome.
when we have those negative thoughts about ourselves, do you think that ever creeps into the way we're received by other people?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you
Yeah.
really don't have that reassurance, you don't have that confidence, you don't have that drive. So if you're feeling that way, people can see it on you and they're just like, okay, well, she or he's not confident in himself. So I'm definitely not gonna utilize them to make a major purchase for my family. So it
Yeah.
definitely, the way you're feeling on the inside is definitely
It shows up on the outside.
express. It does, yeah, it really does.
It
Yeah.
sure does. So with that in mind, my first thing that I want you guys to wrap your head around is there's two words that might be showing up in your world, and that's just and only. I'm just a part-time real estate agent. I'm only a novice at this. Okay. Does that belong anywhere in our brain?
No.
Nowhere.
No, it doesn't. So I want you guys to take that and just go ahead and strip that away. You never need to tell anybody that I'm just a part-time agent. You don't ever need to tell anybody that you are a new agent. Because guess what? Looking at you, they don't know that's the case, right? And unless you tell them, odds are you're not going to ask. Okay. And think about it in any profession that you're in, okay, or any profession you interact with. You go see an attorney and you walk in and there's somebody there, they're 40 years old, do you think to ask them, well, how long have you been an attorney? No, not if they present themselves confidently, not if they talk intelligently. You don't have any reason to question that. But are there people that graduate from law school at 40?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a brand new attorney. But do you think they're out there telling everybody, hey, I'm a brand new attorney?
No, not at all.
So let's not, we don't want to do that either. Okay. And I want you to have confidence, and hopefully all of you have experienced this at some point. You're not in this alone. Okay. When someone hires you, if you feel like I don't have the skill set, I don't have the experience, you've got a really good team behind you. You've got me, you've got Jasmina, you've got our ALC that's there to happy to answer your calls. You're not going into this alone. We will get you answers. We'll get you help. We'll get you support. You should walk proudly knowing that you've got, man, if I were to go and add it all up, probably $200 million worth of production that's there to support you. We would be considered experts. So you've got a dozen experts that are happy to help you in your business. Okay. So, and would you rather just hire an agent, or would you rather hire a team of agents?
Definitely a team.
A team. You've got a fantastic team. Okay. So I want you guys confident as you step out into the marketplace. and not feel like you have to know it all, you have to do it all. You don't. You just, more than anything else, you've got to be nice to people and you've got to know where to go to find answers. Okay. Most people don't expect you to have all the answers, but they do want you to know where you can go to find the answers. Okay. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a boost of confidence. And so I want you guys to play that over and over in your head. So outside of that, that I'm new or I'm just part-time, what other limiting beliefs do you guys have that might be holding you back? What's that little voice in the back of your head tell you why you can't succeed?
I have fear that I just don't want to mess up.
Okay.
And I know that that is going to happen, you know, like just, I don't want to mess up people's paperwork, put the wrong thing, you know, I just get so fearful of that. And sometimes that paralyzes me a little bit,
Good.
you know, in dealing with the transactions, because it's just such a weighty, it's a big transaction. You want to make sure you have all the numbers and everything right. You don't want to make the mistakes on the contracts.
And I get that. So what's a potential solution for that, Valerie?
All right, mine is call you. But
and guys, email me your contracts before you send them to your clients. You know, it's so funny because I have agents regularly send me contracts and say, I just got this back from my client. Will you take a look at this? And I'm like, why didn't you send it to me before you had your client sign it? Because now we have these 3 mistakes on it that need to be fixed. And now you've got to send it back to your client to be re-signed. Send it to me ahead of time. I am happy to look at it and make sure that your contracts look good. And I will question things on it. I had somebody send me one today and I'm like, you know, the contract was filled out correctly, but it's like, okay, well, that's a really long due diligence period. And that's a very small earnest money. Are you sure that's going to be the most competitive offer? And so we had a really good discussion around that. They went back to their client, had a discussion. They changed both of those things, got the contract signed. Now the offer's off. But if their client had already signed it, it's kind of late to go back and make a change to that mindset that buyer has. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what other limiting beliefs do you have that might be holding you back?
That's my biggest thing, making a mistake and just, I guess another issue would be feeling unworthy. Like I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be in this realm. I'm not smart enough to do this. I guess just lacking confidence, really.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's huge, you know, like Valerie said, just making a mistake and knowing what it can ultimately cost your client, plus yourself, plus your team. You know, we don't want to let people down. We want to make people, you know, happy and satisfied and, you know, different things like that. So.
Well, let me challenge you there for just a minute. And maybe we can reframe your thinking around that. I want you to imagine for a minute your mom is wanting to buy or sell a house. Okay. Would you rather go randomly pick a realtor for her to work with, or would you rather her work with you?
Definitely work with me.
No commission. It's not a financial reward for you. Okay. But who is your mom better off with? A realtor that we choose at random or with you?
With me.
With me.
With you. Why?
Because you know her. You know what she needs and all of that.
Okay.
You're gonna take care of her. You're gonna
Gonna
take care
take
of
care
her.
of her.
You're gonna make sure that,
Yes, and trust
yeah,
me.
she's taken care of, she's protected. Yeah.
Absolutely. So now let me ask you, is that any different than you should be with any friend, colleague, associate? So if they could go hire any agent, is anybody going to treat them better, work harder, and be more concerned about protecting them than you are?
No.
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 So how can you possibly be unworthy of being their realtor? You're going to take
True.
better care of them and be more attentive to them than anybody else. I would think that makes you the most worthy. So if
Yeah.
you want to consider the reverse, Patricia, if you don't let your friends know that you're a real estate agent, that's when you're doing them a disservice.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
instead of winding up with you, who's going to take care of them and make sure they're protected, they run the risk of winding up with a very poorly trained agent that doesn't care about them and only cares about the commission they get. That's a big risk,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
we take that little mind shift that if I really care about my people, I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to make sure that they know how I can help them and why they want to be doing business with me. Because anything else is second best, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes.
It does. Yeah. When you flip it that way. Yeah.
Well, and that's the way I
Yeah.
want, not me flip it. That's the way I want you to flip it. That's the way I want you to think about it. Okay. So what else? Can we think of any other things that are holding us back from just going gung ho? Let's blow this up and build a big business out of this.
Hey, this is Tony, and I think Val, and I picked the lady that was just, I'm sorry, that was just speaking fear. Mine's is like so many things all together, like just getting myself organized, following through. And I'm also, because I have a full-time job that's very, very demanding right now, well, and has been, but has getting even more and more. I don't want to take on something and then not be able to be there. I think I'm just scared of the challenge and fearful of the challenge that I know that is going to take place, overexerting myself, or having to juggle all of that. Like if they need me in the middle of the day, what if I have a meeting? So unpredictable what may happen, and I don't want to do a disservice to my clients or whoever I'm working with. I do find that a couple of people that I know that understands, like one of my coworkers who work dearly with me, she'll be again back in the market again. She's going to understand that because we work together. But
Sure.
everybody's not going to understand that I've come in contact with, even if it's family or friends, but even if it's somebody that's referred to me, I just want to make sure that I'm going to be able to be there and give them the service that they need. And I think that scares me that I'm not going to be able to sometimes, or I may not be there when they need me, or I'm not going to be able to run or drop, when I'm at work. I mean, I know in the beginning I can let them understand, I work, but then I don't want to even do that sometimes because they may, oh, I don't really want to be, I don't want to,
Right.
yeah, I don't want to, oh my gosh, she got a full-time job. She might not be able to, you know, provide us the services that we need. It just all depends. And so, and then just me getting organized and just really, I start and then I slack off because I just have to get myself together and focus and lack confidence a little bit. But I know it's a lot. I don't want to seem like I don't know stuff. I don't want to miss anything. Like Val was saying, you don't want to overlook something in the contract. You want to make sure you give them all the information you need. Sometimes when they ask questions, I know that if I don't know them, I could come to you or find them. But I guess I don't want them to look at me like, oh, she don't know nothing, or she should know this. So it's just a fear of a lot of different things for me. And I'm trying to get it together because it's going on 2 years. October will be 2 years since I had my license. So, and I have not done one transaction. I came close to a couple, but they fell through.
Let's unpack some of those, because you're right. You had a whole hodgepodge of them all blended in together, and there's not one answer to all of them.
Yeah.
But I think there's answers to each of those. Okay.
Mhm.
One of those, can I get organized in a day?
No.
No, I
Mm-mm.
So we don't even try to, but we do have to start, right? And if I put a little time every day, if you were to spend 15 minutes a day getting
yeah.
yourself organized, how long do you think it would take you to be organized?
Mm.
Not 2 years.
No, not 2 years. No,
Okay.
probably not as long as I think so. But
Probably not. Maybe
yeah,
a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that would be reasonable. Okay. Now, when we think of it that way, it's going to take me 15 minutes a day for 2 weeks. Is that overwhelming?
No.
No. So we just have to make the commitment that we're going to give those 15 hours a day for 2 weeks and get ourselves organized. So let's take that one and let's cross that off as being a fear, because we can get through that one really fast. Okay. The second one, the fear that your clients, that you may have more business that you can handle. Let's take that one first. Would you rather have too many clients or not enough clients?
Too many.
Too many.
Too many. Absolutely. What if you had more clients than you could handle right now, Tony?
I mean, I could refer out.
You can refer them out and make money on that referral. Are those people still well taken care of?
Yes.
Yes, because they're not winding up with some random, untrained, lazy, commission-centric agent. You're making sure they're with somebody that you trust and you know is going to take care of them. Okay. So don't ever be afraid of having too much business. And Tony, I don't remember what your goal is whether your plan is just to have a small side business, or if eventually you'd like real estate to be your primary business. But if real estate being your primary business is a goal of yours, are you ever going to get there if we only have one customer at a time and do that at once a quarter? I have a customer. Is
No.
4 deals a year going to get you to be able to say goodbye to your other job? If you found yourself all of a sudden having one customer every month and having to refer out a customer every month, how confidently could you step out of your role that you're in now?
Probably not. I'm not even sure. I guess it would just all depends. But that's not really a goal right now.
Okay.
It's just for that on the side for right now.
And like I've said, guys, my goal is not to impose my goals on you. It's to get you wherever you want to be. Okay.
Yeah.
But what if I took one customer every other month and I referred out one customer every other month? Would that money make a difference in your life?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So wherever that benchmark is, more is better, right?
Yeah.
So don't be afraid of the more. We just have to have a plan for it. And
Yeah.
we have to have a script for it. Okay. And that script could be something along the lines of, hey Tony, I love that you called me, and I certainly want to see you well taken care of. Said, but at the moment, I've reached my limit of the number of clients I can help at one time. Okay. One of the things that's really important to me in my business is exceptional customer service. And if I don't have the bandwidth to take really good care of somebody,
Yeah.
I don't want to fail them. I want to make sure that I'm available. The communication is going to be there. We'll be able to go see properties when you need it, and you do. So the better solution is, I don't want you just to wind up with some random agent, not knowing how good they are. I work with a team of fantastic agents. I would love to connect you with, and you know somebody who's your go-to person that you're going to connect them with. Build a relationship with somebody here at the office that's your go-to person, okay? And refer them over. So I've got a script for if I get too many customers. But you may find that once you get going and your skill grows,
Yeah.
you think you'll be able to handle more customers at one time.
And I know I will. Again, it's just what you just said is just the fear. It is, and what Val and what has already been said. Just being able to make sure that I'll be able to provide.
Okay. Now let's talk about being there, because are we in a competitive market right now?
Yes.
And if
Yes.
a house gets listed today, when do we need to go see it?
Today.
Today. Okay. Well, Tony, you've got a client that
Yeah.
you're working with, and it's a buyer client, and you want to make sure they're well taken care of. You have a limited schedule. So what would the solution be?
Probably to refer them out, depending on where I would depending on the location.
It doesn't even have to be to refer them out.
Yeah.
Just have somebody else help you.
Have somebody help you, and y'all split the commission. You know,
Okay.
me, I only have a couple of clients a year, and they're usually family or close friends that I help. But
Yeah.
even with me only taking a couple of clients a year, I can't go out and show property. I have a commitment 9 to 5 to helping you guys, and probably closer to 7 to 9 is more what the schedule looks like. I can't just hop in a car and go out and show properties with people. So my brother has his real estate license. I pull the comps. I write the contracts. I do the negotiations. You know what he does? He puts signs in the yard, lock boxes on the door. He goes and shows the property. He sets the appointments with the listing agent, and he takes half the commission for it. My clients love that they're taken care of by me and my expertise, but they have his accessibility. I have lots of agents that are here in the coaching program that are full-time real estate agents. They don't have another job.
Yeah.
What they don't have right now? Enough customers. They would be happy to partner with you and be your person that goes and unlocks that door, that puts a lockbox in the yard, puts a sign in the yard for you. Okay. In exchange for splitting that commission with them. Okay. So we just need to find the right allies to solve that.
Okay.
Okay. And then your last one was that you're afraid of not knowing something. I think everybody has that fear. And
Yeah.
one of the things you need to get really comfortable with is at least for your first 10 years in the business, you're regularly going to not know something. So at least for the first 10. After that, it gets a little more rare. So you have to have a script for that. Okay. Somebody asks you something you don't know. You know, it's really simple. That's a great question. I'm pretty confident I know the answer, but before I share with you what I think the answer is, I want to go back and do a little bit of research and make sure I tell you correctly. Can I go talk to my attorney, go talk to my broker, go talk to my lender, and get back with you later this afternoon? Is anybody going to be upset with that answer?
No.
No. They would rather me have a place to go to get the right answer, know who to ask to get the right answer, want to go get the right answer instead of to BS them. Right?
Yeah.
They will appreciate your honesty in that. So don't be afraid of those situations. They're going to happen. You just have to be prepared for it. And when you're prepared for it, you're going to still seem professional, and you're going to give them great service. Does that help with that?
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
You are very welcome. All right. Is there any other limiting beliefs you guys have hanging out there that maybe you've thought of it through this discussion here?
Hey, well, Tony's my relative and she's my mentor. We've known each other a long time. So Tony, we got to talk later. But anyway, one of my fears is actually I might be that $1 million agent. Like, how do I handle that? Like, just handling success. That is a fear of mine. Like, I might actually win at this thing, How do I handle it,
Well, that's a real fear, okay? Because when you start succeeding, where do you think that's going to have the most effect in your world, Valerie?
Home life
Yeah.
and work.
Okay.
I have to quit my job.
Well, don't
Yeah.
have to. You don't
Yeah.
have to quit your job.
Well,
But
if I'm doing big stuff, I gotta be focusing on that.
Well, if that's what you want, if that's
Yeah.
what fills your cup, okay?
Yeah.
Life is more than just about the bottom dollar. And if you
Yeah.
find that you're doing this and you're succeeding at it and you love it, okay, which very often the things we do really well, we end up loving. Well,
Yeah.
if you love the job, you're not going to be so upset to step away from the other. Okay.
That's true.
You're going to
Yeah.
love the trips you can go on and the people that you can help. You're going to love the security of knowing that your retirement is funded. Okay. None of those are negative things. Okay. Surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, where success shows up is in your relationships.
Yeah.
Jim Rohn says that we're the average of the 5 people we hang around with the most. Okay. Well, it's easier for people to pull you down than it is for you to pull other people up. And if you start succeeding at a high level, there may be some people in your world that aren't going to receive that well.
Yes.
And they will try and pull you back down to their level. And you may have to say goodbye to some
Yeah.
relationships or at least put some distance. It's okay to love somebody and not hang out with them on a regular basis.
That is so true.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you may find you need to create a little separation with some people and invite some others into your world that are either a little bit ahead of where you are or at least on the level that you're on so that you can collaborate and grow together. Okay. You'll find you have, people that have boats hang out with who? Other
Rich
people that have boats, right?
Other boat people.
People that have airplanes hang out with who?
Other people that have airplanes.
People
You
that have
might
airplanes. Okay.
some other
So
similar success.
yeah, people that live in mansions aren't hanging out with people that live in mobile homes. Okay. And so I say that to say, life will change with success. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to change you. It doesn't have to change your priorities. It doesn't have to change, but it gives you opportunities. Okay. That's the power of money. That's the power of success, is it gives you options that you don't have otherwise. Because Valerie, could you take next week off and go to Hawaii?
I'm actually going in a few weeks. But no, not random. No.
No, but you couldn't just make the decision to do it. If you were successful in real estate, could you
Right.
make that decision?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. So options appear. I know your kids are grown now, but
Yeah.
when my kids are ready to go to school, we have a budget. You can go to these schools. You can't go to these schools unless you get a scholarship or you do it on your own. So it's not just options for me, it's options for the people that are important in my life. Okay. It allows me to give more, to do more. So I just encourage you, don't be afraid of success. It obviously any change is scary, okay, but it's going to be incremental. Okay, it's not going to be that you wake up tomorrow and hit the lottery. Okay, that's not success, hitting the lottery, right? That's luck. That's a windfall. You will earn every bit of your success, and you will have to grow through that process. So you may not be prepared for it now, but the person that you become by the time you hit that success level will be ready for it. So don't let that hold you back. Does that help?
You always help. Yes.
All right.
I
So
guess my fear is, can you hear me?
I
My
can hear
fear
you,
is,
Felicia.
I guess showing houses like on a weekend and someone want to put an offer in. I know you're gonna tell me you got a video for this, but just knowing what to do, because I got someone I got to show some houses this weekend,
Uh-huh.
and she's sitting on go trying to put an offer in.
So
I just don't want her to lose the offer, putting the offer too late.
and Felicia, it's not just videos. I want you guys to go to the videos. I want you to use those to learn. Those are a resource for you. But
Okay.
I was on a Zoom call at 9 o'clock on Sunday night with a brand new agent putting together the first offer that didn't know how to load the documents in Command.
Okay.
And we zoomed through it. Go pull this document in, go pull this document in, go click over here. This goes in this field, this goes in this field. We walked him through the whole thing. He has not been to the first class, okay?
Okay.
Because he's only been with the Market Center for 2 days.
Well, that's good to know.
Or at that point. So it's not just videos. You call me, text me, email me. I think most everybody on here except you has maybe talked to me on a weekend. I tell you guys, call me evenings, weekends, holidays. We're a team in this, okay? So if you need that help, now just know, there are going to be some times where I'm not at a computer and it may take a couple hours to get to you, but
Okay.
we're going to make it happen, okay?
Okay. Well, I might be calling you this weekend because she got
and I will be
approved through
excited
Supreme.
to get that phone call.
Yeah, she just got approved through Supreme Lending this week, and she ready.
That
Very
is
ready.
awesome. That is awesome. Well, in preparation for this weekend, over the next couple of days, watching a couple of those videos,
Okay.
particularly the one, my buyer's ready to make an offer, now what? Okay. That one's an hour and a half long. So you might want to break that up into 3 different viewings, but watch that video, and that will kind of lay the groundwork of what you need to be thinking about and talking about with her as she makes that decision. And then we'll work together to get the contract written. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You are welcome. All right. So let's move on to limiting beliefs for a minute. And let's talk about some of the biggest challenges for a dual career agent. So outside of what goes on between our ears, okay, what are the biggest challenges you guys face? And I think I know the answer to this.
Time.
Time would be one, and the other one is energy.
Yeah.
Okay, because you go and you work an 8-hour day someplace else, and we only have so much willpower, right? And we've gone and we've helped people, served people, we've been on our feet, and we get home and the kids are hungry, the spouse is hungry. We need to have a little bit of family time and unplug, and it gets to be 7 o'clock, and how excited are we to go to work again? Not very excited. We're tired, right?
Yeah.
So these are the big challenges. Okay. So I've put together a list of a few things for you guys to think about as some things that I put potential solutions there. That's kind of a misnomer because it doesn't solve the problem, but it may help you work with the problem a little bit better. Okay. So when it comes to time, here's my advice. We have to focus on what matters most first. Okay. And in our job, what is our most important activity?
Lead generation.
Lead generation. Okay. So even if it's only 30 minutes that we're going to do, we should every day, whatever that most important task is, which is lead generation, find some amount of time. Okay. And for you, it might be 5 phone calls, 5 text messages, and I'm going to instant message 5 people on Facebook and like 5 posts. Okay. That may take me 30, 45 minutes to do that. Okay. But that's my lead generation for the day. I have to get that. If I didn't do anything else, is that going to move my business forward?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The second thing that I would say is you have to fiercely protect your calendar. Okay. If you learn to live by a calendar and use your calendar for your day, life will get easier because it gives you permission to tell other people no. Okay. Life has a funny way of filling your day up. If you don't have anything planned on Saturday, are you just staying in bed all day long?
No.
No.
No, something comes up, right? Somebody needs you, kids need you, spouse needs you, house needs you, laundry needs you. Your day gets filled. And so often it gets filled with other people's priorities. And not that I want you guys to schedule away every minute of every day. You need white space on your calendar. You need some flexibility, and you also need some me time in there. But if I know that I need to spend 30 minutes a day on lead generation, okay, I have to find that 30 minutes on my calendar. It needs to be someplace. And some of that could be that before I leave for work or on my lunch break, I do the 5 Facebook likes and the 5 messengers. Okay. At lunch, I do my 5 texts. And in the evening, I make my 5 phone calls. Okay. Doesn't matter when you do it, but I have to have those things on my calendar. And I'm going to put them in there someplace. Okay. It might be that I make my phone calls on the drive home while I'm fighting traffic on 285. Okay. But if I'm going to do that, what did I need to do the night before?
Update your calendar.
Well, update my calendar, but I also need to identify who are the 5 people I'm going to call tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, and that way I'm not trying to drive and figure out who should I call. If I know I need to call these 5 people, how easy would it be to do that on the drive home? Pretty
Super
simple.
easy.
Okay.
Yeah. Simple.
But I need that 15 minutes the night before to plan my activities for the next day. Okay. So making sure that planning time is on your calendar. And guys, you will be surprised what you can accomplish with 30 minutes here, 30 minutes here, an hour here. Okay. Very often we think about our real estate business and we think, well, I need a 4-hour time block that I can just give all of that to real estate. Well, that's really hard for you guys to do right now. Okay. So I've got to find those 30-minute blocks that I can use and make sure that I use them efficiently and make sure those are on my calendar and they're protected. Does that make sense? Okay.
Mhm.
Next
Yes.
one. Seek out allies. Okay. Now those allies, that could be your spouse. Okay. That's one type of ally. Okay. Does anybody have kids in the house? Okay. So you need to make your 30 minutes of calls, or you need to do 1 hour of work for real estate at night, turn your spouse into your ally. You know, listen, you've got me the whole rest of the night, but from 7 to 8 o'clock, from 7:30 to 8:30, from 8 to 9, I need you to take care of the kids. Don't let them knock on the door. Don't let them ask for anything. Keep them quiet enough that I can sound professional on the phone. Make an ally out of them. Okay. Like we were talking about with Valerie earlier, or Tony, find allies in the office that if you're not going to be available to take care of a client, you can't make it to a showing because we need to show it at 10 o'clock in the morning. Have your partner, have your someone that you can connect with. Okay. And if you guys need some names and numbers of those, let me know what you're looking for, the area you're building your business, and I'll make some introductions for you. Okay. The last one is find leverage. Okay. And leverage can show up in a lot of different ways. Typically, when we talk about leverage, we're talking about one of three things. It's either a tool, it's a system, or it's a person. Okay. So it might be you're not, was it Tony that wasn't organized? Tony, having your checklist. Okay. That's a system. If I have my buyer's checklist and my seller's checklist, and I've got folders set up that those are going to go into, and I know anytime I get a client, that's going to go in there. Now, do I have to worry about forgetting a step for that client? No, that's a system, right? And I need to be a little bit organized to do that. Okay. But one of our other challenges is that we don't have a lot of time to interact with people right now, right? 8-hour commitment someplace else. So I still need to be engaging with people. Okay. So what's my tool to help me engage with people when I can't?
Social media.
What?
So is that social media, the Facebook? And
Social media wasn't what I was thinking of, Felicia, but social media can certainly be a part of it. I'm thinking command. Okay? Having all my contacts in command, having them on some sort of a smart plan, so they're regularly getting emails from me, okay, that are reminding them that of the value that I offer, and that I'm available to help them. Okay, we can set that up so that they get 40 emails. So if I can't get to that phone call, I don't get to have a personal interaction with them, at least they heard from me. Okay. And Felicia, inside command, there is the social media manager. Okay. Where it may be a challenge for me to post to Facebook every day, but I can go into my social media manager in command, and I could take 2 hours on a Saturday, or 2 hours in the evening, and I could set up my post, for the next 30 days. Do I have to worry about my Facebook again?
No.
No, it's done. Okay. So using that tool, trying to remember and fit in a post every day, to have the creativity to go find something. I can much more efficiently create 15, 20 posts all at one time when I'm looking here, finding things that are interesting, finding things that are clever, putting together market information. I could do all of that at one time and create a lot of different posts from that, and then schedule them out over time. Then to me have to find time to sit at a computer, find something interesting, create a post, put it in there every day. Does that make sense?
Right.
That's kind of a combination of both the system and a tool. And for you guys, I just can't stress enough how important it is to get your people in your database and get them on a drip campaign. Even more, it's super important for full-time real estate agents, but it's even more important for you. Okay. And the number of people that you have in your database probably needs to be a little bit higher than a full-time agent that's wanting to do the same amount of sales, because you're going to have less personal interaction with them. I'm not going to get to make as many phone calls. I'm not going to get to interact one-on-one with as many people. I need to have more people in there so that the less effective emails and social media produce the results that I want. Okay. And does it matter when I put somebody in command? Can I do it at 10 at night when everybody's in bed? Yeah. Can I do it at 5 o'clock in the morning? Can I do it on my lunch break? Absolutely. Okay. Can I add somebody to a smart plan at 3 o'clock on a Saturday? I mean, I'm not working on anybody else's schedule, right? But if I'm going to pick up the phone and call somebody, can I call them at 10 o'clock at night?
No.
Probably. Can I call them at 5 in the morning? No. But I can work on my command at that time, because that's the time that I have right now. Okay. I don't have that 9 o'clock to 11 in the morning or the 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Okay. Some other types of leverage that you might not have thought of is you may have some other things going on in your world that eat your time up. Okay. And I'll give you a couple examples. Go into the grocery store. Okay. Are there opportunities there for us now to more efficiently shop? Everybody.
I'm sorry, Trey. This is Keisha. I missed that. I'm sorry.
So I was just giving an example of another type of leverage is like going to the grocery store. Is there a more efficient way to shop for groceries today?
Online.
Online. Yeah. Go use Publix, go use Kroger, use the curbside pickup for your grocery shopping. Okay. What if that saved you 30 minutes a week? An hour a week? Is an extra 30 minutes in your week a big deal?
Definitely.
Yeah. And so we need to look for opportunities. What's taking my time right now? Okay. It could be house cleaning. And one of the decisions you may need to make is if I'm going to have time to work in my business, maybe I need to get somebody to come clean my house. Okay. I would rather pay them $20 an hour, $25 an hour, so that I can do $50 or $75 an hour work on my real estate business. That's a good exchange. Okay. That might not work for your budget, but look for where those opportunities are. Where is it that there's an easier way, a faster way, a better solution for me to get something done, to free some time up in our calendar. Okay. All right. So those were all the solutions I had for time. Can you guys think of any others off the top of your head? Did everybody turn their camera off and go to the bathroom?
I'm here.
I just want to make sure it's not just me.
Any other solutions? I think time management you went over, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about energy for a minute. So what can we do to make sure that we maintain our energy through the day and through the week, so that we have the energy to tackle real estate and to do real estate?
Drink a lot of coffee.
That's an artificial solution and it doesn't really work. Because trust me, I drink 10 Diet Cokes to 15 Diet Cokes a day, and that caffeine does not help me with my energy level at all. So one, I would say get clarity on your goals. Okay. When we know what it is, really clearly what it is that we want to accomplish, is that exciting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So spending a little bit of time to get clarity on why am I doing this? What is it that I want to accomplish? It is going to give you added energy. It's going to give you adrenaline and enthusiasm, and it's going to make this easier. Along with that, I have to have a relationship with those goals. Okay. I can't just write them down one time, visit them, stick them in a drawer. That energy is going to be short-lived. Okay. But if every time I go into the bathroom, there's that cruise ship or that house or that red Mustang on my mirror in the bathroom, what do I get every time I go in there?
Rejuvenated.
Rejuvenated. That is exactly right. So put it on your screensaver on your phone or on your computer at your office. Put it on your mirror, stick it on the dash in your car. Whatever that goal is, it could be a trip, it could be a possession, it could be a picture of your kids, okay? Whatever it is that motivates you, what's the reason you're doing this? Put it where you see it all the time, okay? So you have that extra little bit of energy. Second thing, protect your health. You know, you've got to have a little bit of exercise every day. You need to eat healthy. And the thing that we struggle with probably a lot is get enough sleep, okay? Because once you start going down that path of I'm too tired and you're worn out and you keep trying to push and push, does it ever get easier?
No.
No, it just gets harder and harder. So keep yourself healthy. I would rather you be happy and healthy and be able to spend a really good hour working on your business than for you to be tired and distracted and not motivated and spend an inefficient 2 hours on your business. Okay. So your health is going to be an important part of that. Part of that being healthy is guard your personal time. Okay. As you build your calendar, you need time with the important people in your world. Okay. You need date night with your spouse. You need dinner with the kids. You need your vacations. Okay. And you also need some time for yourself. Okay. And if you're not deliberate about putting that on your calendar, guess what happens?
It's not going to happen.
It doesn't happen. Okay. So make those things important. And it also makes that issue of finding your allies a whole lot easier. Okay.
Yeah.
So your spouse is going to be a lot more forgiving of you taking that hour every night to work on your business if they know on Thursday evenings you're theirs for the night, right? The kids are going to be a lot more patient and understanding if they know that vacation is coming up and that's what you're working for, is to be able to pay for that vacation. Okay. You ever want real accountability in your business? If you've got small kids or you have grandkids, just tell them that if you sell 6 houses this year, that you're taking them to Disney World. What are they going to ask you every day?
And
You
we
sold
don't.
6 houses yet?
Sell a house today. That is exactly right. So you want accountability. Kids are fantastic at accountability. Okay. And lastly, celebrate every victory. Okay. You have a really good conversation. You manage to set an appointment. You win a customer, that you put an offer in on a property. You managed to watch a training video tonight. Okay. You guys came to this class tonight. Celebrate, pat yourself on the back at the end of the night and say, you know what, Trey was terrible and I didn't learn anything, but I worked on building my business tonight. So hopefully you don't say that first part. So.
No, not at all.
So, but celebrate every little thing. It's not just about the closing, right? If we're only going to close 3 houses in a year, 5 houses in a year, even if it's 10 houses a year, is having 10 good days in a year enough to keep you excited?
Yes.
Probably not, right?
It's a start.
Well, it's just, well, I'd love to have 320, 330 good days. So, and yeah, those are bigger celebrations, right? So,
Mhm.
but we don't forget to celebrate the little things, okay? Because you are making progress, you are taking steps forward. Okay. Now that does not mean that it's going to be easy. And Bold told us that success is simple, but not easy. Okay. And you guys may not realize that first half yet. Okay. That success is simple. Okay. But I would challenge you, let me put it to you this way. If you talk to enough people, are you going to have enough business to meet your goals?
I think so.
Yes.
That's simple, right?
Yeah.
Is that easy?
No.
No.
Okay. That takes energy, that takes time, that takes systems. And so, yes, it is simple and it's not easy. So focus on the fact that it's simple. And one of my favorite quotes from Gary Keller that I absolutely love. And so hopefully you guys appreciate it the same way that we want to. We all want real estate to be harder than it really is, so that we have an excuse for not being as successful as we should be.
Mhm.
Isn't that powerful?
It is.
Yes, it's true.
I know.
So true.
Because typically speaking, who puts more obstacles in our way than anybody else?
Ourselves.
Ourselves. Okay. So, guys, I have a little 10-minute video that I want you guys to watch. It may not be quite 10 minutes, but this is something I saw yesterday that was just put out the day before yesterday. And I just thought he did such a really good job of explaining exactly what we mean about it being simple. So I'm going to turn this on. So 10 minutes is how long it is, and I may cut it off just a little bit early. But this is just, it's a fantastic message. And what he's speaking to is, why do so many agents only sell a few transactions a year? And you guys may relate to this and have done a lot of what you hear in this video. I thought it was really good. It's Brandon Mulrenan.
Okay, so I want to talk about something that I continue to see real estate agents struggle with, and I believe it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's the reason why I think a lot of low producers stay low producers without ever reaching their full potential in this business and make the real money that they want to make in as being a real estate agent. And it's something that I call the cycle of low producers. And so here's what they do. And you may find, and it's okay to be honest, you may find yourself struggling with some of the things we're going to talk about in today's video. That's okay, because in order to get better, we have to be self-aware. We have to be okay to look in the mirror and say, yeah, you know what, Brandon, I do struggle with that. And now that you've kind of pointed it out and articulated it that way, I can be aware of it and I can work on getting better. So the first thing that I'm seeing is agents that are addiction.
So if you're a person that wants to grow, you have to have a strong training arm, coaching arm, accountability arm, and lead gen arm. All the systems and strategies and technologies to help you be successful. And that's why I'm a Vulcan 7 client. Our primary prospecting technique is circle prospecting. We use Vulcan 7 to get that data and to dial it to make our phone calls. Vulcan 7 is a big part of our success there.
And so I use Vulcan, I just type my notes right in there. So it's so simple. I don't have to take them anywhere with me. I can put it in the calendar. It reminds me, when I should call them, what time I should call them. And then I open it up and I see what the scoop is.
Vulcan 7 just has really tremendously helped me become successful in the real estate business in a short time.
I use Vulcan 7. I'm a big fan of it. definitely
Hold on.
changed my career over the last few.
Skip the ad. Sorry, guys.
To searching for the magic pill. You see, what I wrote down here is, you know, they'll hear top producer after top producer continue to tell them that they do four basic things to succeed in real estate sales. And those four things are this: prospect daily, which is making outbound phone calls or knocking on doors to generate leads. Number two, follow up with those leads to then generate listing appointments. Number three, get those listings sold while providing great client service. And then number four, continue to build their database, communicate with those people in the database on a consistent basis so they can generate repeat and referral business and generate a long-term, consistent, profitable real estate sales business. And so those are the four things that they continue to hear top producers say, panel after panel, YouTube video after YouTube video, seminar after seminar, webinar after webinar, so on and so forth. And they know this is what they should be doing, yet they say to themselves, oh, it just cannot be this simple. And so they spend their days, their weeks, their months searching and searching and searching for the magic pill, the easy button, the thing they believe that maybe top producers are holding back to say, no, there's got to be something more to simply the very mundane, boring, hard work of making outbound prospecting phone calls on a daily basis. There's got to be something more to that than the millionaires that they're not telling me about. And I'm going to, come hell or high water, I'm going to spend my days and my weeks and my months searching for that answer. And they keep coming back to the same basic fundamentals of this business, which are the four things we just outlined. Prospect daily to generate leads. Follow up daily to set appointments. Secure the listing, get it sold, give great client service, and then follow up with people in your database so you can earn repeat and referral business. You do this long enough, you'll succeed in this industry. You'll build a massive business. Your transactions will continue to grow year after year. So what happens is after the low producer, it takes a lot of people a long time typically because they fight this. They fight this for a long time. They chase a bunch of different shiny objects, right? Because there's a bunch of different voices out there. There's a bunch of marketers out there selling real estate agents that, dude, you don't need to prospect. You don't need to do any of the hard work. Buy my little widget, buy my little marketing branding campaign, and you'll have all the clients you want, and you'll never have to do any of the hard work. You'll never have to work on your sales skills. Now, this gets a lot of low producers in the beginning. They buy into a lot of these shiny objects. They start doing Facebook advertising. They start doing branding campaigns. Hell, a lot of them get on the radio. They start doing billboards. They start doing all kinds of stuff, all kinds of things. They start hiring ISAs because they don't want to make the phone calls. Maybe I can just hire an ISA. In the Philippines, they can make phone calls and I can just sit back and go on appointments. They try everything. And then they come back to the basics. They come back to the fundamentals. They come back to the things they know they should be doing.
Hey, coaches, experts, thought leaders. If you're like most of the coaches out there, you probably bought into the lie,
but aren't doing them. Which brings us into problem number 2, which is what Tim Grover talks about in his book, Relentless. And if you haven't read this book, I would go get it on audio or get the physical version. Kobe Bryant's coach, Michael Jordan's coach, Dwayne Wade's coach. And Tim talks about this in the very first chapter, which is the second problem I want to talk about in today's video, which is the fact that we keep thinking about what we're supposed to be doing, but we're not actually doing it. You can call it analysis paralysis. You can call it creative avoidance. But what real estate agents do is this. Once they come back to accepting the fact that this business is very basic, it's very foundational, and they say, okay, fine. I'm going to start to create a business plan. I'm going to start to create a prospecting business strategy to go out there and start prospecting, Brandon, and generate leads, generate appointments. Fine, I'm going to do that. And then they get caught in this analysis paralysis. They get caught in thinking about doing it, and they never ever do it because they want perfection. They want everything to be perfect. They've got to research every single property before they make the phone call. They have to make sure their website is perfect because, hey, listen, what happens if I get somebody on the phone and they want to do some research on me? Certainly my website's got to be beautiful. It's got to be sexy. I got to make sure my business card, Brandon, is the right touch and the right feel. My logo's got to be dialed in. My email signature's all got to be clickable in HTML. Has to be that way. Because what if I email out my resume? And all my folders and all my branding and all my social media, I got to go hire a designer. I got to do all this stuff. This is what we call creative avoidance. This is what we call analysis paralysis. This is what we call thinking about doing the actual work, but avoiding doing the actual work. This is the second major problem we see with real estate agents that are low producers, is they spend all their time after they made a decision to say, okay, fine, I'll surrender that this is a very basic business, that I've got to be a salesperson. I've got to pick up the phone. I've got to call people. I've got to knock on doors. I've got to send people messages on Instagram. Fine, I'm going to do that. They can't ever get into action because they're so caught up in trying to make everything perfect. It's just them avoiding doing the actual work. Then what happens? Listen closely, stay with me here. Then they finally, after weeks and maybe months of avoiding doing the actual work, months of avoiding actually picking up the phone to make their first phone call to an expired listing, they finally get into action. They try it for 2 weeks. And instead of being patient and allowing the process to be their best friend, instead of and ignoring my advice, which is the learning's in the doing, okay? The learning is not in preparing to do it. The learning's in the doing of the activity. They try it for 2 weeks. They get no results. They blame the strategy and say, oh, I told you there's got to be something else to it. I tried it and it didn't work. Well, ladies and gentlemen, trying it for 2 weeks without getting results is not really, in the first second you say try, you have already given up. Commitment is doing what you said you were going to do after the feeling has gone when you decided to do it. That's what commitment really is. It is doing the activities long after you created the plan, when you were excited to build the plan. And then they go back into this vicious cycle again of, well, that didn't work. Let me go and back on the search. Let me go back to YouTube, Instagram, start following all these marketers. Maybe there's a different way. There's got to be a better way. And this is the vicious cycle of low producers. And this is why it's so difficult for people to get out of the rut, so difficult for people to get into momentum. And quite frankly, this is why we are in the business that we are in of coaching real estate agents like yourself.
All right, guys, I'm gonna cut it off there, because now he's gonna try and sell you on his coaching program, so he can tell you need to make more phone calls. So, was that relatable?
Yes, I felt like he was talking to me.
Yeah, he was talking to me too.
Yeah, and so, guys, I just wanted you to hear it from somebody else besides me. You know, Brandon's not even with Keller Williams. He's another real estate coach and works with agents and all sorts of brands. But we know, we've seen over and over again what creates success. Gary talks about it in the MREA book. So if you guys haven't read that, get in and plug into the MREA and read that. Get it on Audible and listen to that on your drive to and from work. It really is a simple business. I need to talk to enough people that somebody raises their hand and says, I want to buy or sell. And then I need to follow up with that person until they're willing to meet with me. And then once they meet with me and they hire me, that little bit, I do that job, right? Because the real estate job, you know, that's what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks in today's market that we're going to work with them to find that house and get them to the closing table. You know, maybe if we're in a tough price point, you know, maybe it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get them there. But the other work, the hard work, doesn't stop. We still have to make the phone calls. We still have to follow up. And then we have to build that relationship over time, because we don't want just that one transaction. What do we want?
Multiple transactions.
Well, we want every transaction they do in their life, and we want all of their referrals. Okay. And those only come with a relationship. Mhm. So was that worth the 8 minutes?
Yes.
All right, good. I was hoping it would be. I really enjoyed it last night. So we'll put it back on my screen. We only got 10 minutes left, so we're gonna rush through this last little bit. So because I want you guys have some takeaways from this. What are some action steps that we need to take? What is it that I need to be focused on? So if I were you and I were in your situation, what I would be looking at is the next things that I need to focus on. Okay. And these are things that you doing these are going to lead to your success. Okay. The first one is I need to be intentional about talking to people. I have to spend some time engaging with people. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, I need to be in conversation with people. Okay. I need to continue to learn. Okay. I need to be going to classes when I can, watching videos when I can, listening to books or reading books, depending on your preference. Okay. I need to build my allies. I need to find that person in the office that can help my clients from 9 to 5 if I need it when I'm at my other job. Okay. I need to get serious about my database, and I need to get all of my people into my database and get them on some sort of a campaign. And I need to own my social media. Okay. Those are the only 5 things that I would be working on if I were you. And if you'll notice, the training, the command, and the Facebook, when can I do those?
It is online.
Anytime, right? It doesn't matter when I do that stuff. That stuff I can do at 5 in the morning. I can do that at 11 at night. I can do it on the weekend. I can do it on my lunch break. Okay. But those are things that I have to do if I want to push myself forward. The finding an ally, finding a partner, that's a one-time activity. But that's somebody you need in your world right now, but because you don't have an open calendar. Okay. So make that connection. You could have that done in a week, and then that's off your list of things to do. Okay. The others are ongoing activities. Okay. The one that's the most important, though, is talking to enough people. Okay. And the only way any of this is going to happen, I'll say it's the only way, the most likely way, the most probable way that you're going to accomplish this is what?
Lead generation?
No, well, that's part of it, but it's you've got to put it on your calendar. You've got to make that commitment that you're going to do it. That's that last icon right there. All right. So, wanted to close out with just a revisit to the mindset. And this may not be you, okay? Real estate might be your side hustle, okay? But if that's not your ambition, I want you to change your mindset right now, okay? Whatever you're doing from 9 to 5, that's your side hustle. That's what you're doing to get by right now, okay? If you want real estate to be your main thing, you need to start thinking about real estate as your main thing and talking about it being your main thing. You got to keep your 8 to 5 commitment, okay? And I realize that we've got bills to pay, we've got people to take care of. If you're like me, you've gotten really fond of eating regularly and sleeping indoors. So I want that to continue for you guys as well. So no judgment there. but the mindset that real estate is a side hustle, okay, will handicap you. If you treat real estate like a hobby, guess how it pays you? Like a hobby.
Does it?
Yeah. And hobbies usually pay well. No, they usually
No.
cost you money, right?
Yeah.
And real estate will cost you. You'll pay your $90 fee every single month. You'll take your CE classes. You'll renew your realtor membership, and it becomes a cost to you. Okay, don't treat it like a hobby. It's a business. You are an entrepreneur who's setting out to build an enterprise. Okay, get excited about that. That's awesome stuff. Okay, if it's going to be your side hustle, that's okay. But let's accept that that's your side hustle, and stop talking about it like it's. We're going to build our plans around it being, I want 2 transactions a year. I want 3 transactions a year. Okay, we start thinking I want 10, 12 transactions a year. That's not a side hustle. That's $100,000 a year, right? That's a pretty good income. And probably replaces for most of you what you're doing full time. Okay, not a side hustle at that point. So if that's what we want to build, let's go build that. Stop talking about a side hustle. So, all right. So guys, here in the next couple of minutes, first off, what ahas do you guys have from tonight? What did you like? Was this helpful?
Yeah, definitely helpful.
Yes.
What's your
Take away
favorite thing you're taking away?
The video, the 4 basic things that I keep avoiding to do is the keys to success. So just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Keisha, what about you? What was your favorite thing you heard tonight?
Well, actually, this session is my favorite thing because I feel like this is a piece that I've been missing because and even in my conversation with you, I just wanted to have a connection. And that's so hard to do when you have a full-time job, to be able to touch and to have actual individuals who walk in my shoes and understand, because you could talk to another agent, but they don't truly understand when it's their full-time thing, because it's like, well, why can't you do it?
Yeah.
But to have a group that truly understands, the challenges that I'm up against, and, some people to vent to, that this session, and I hope that we can have more, because it has really been great talking and hearing from these ladies who share
Yeah.
my same challenges. That has been the biggest thing for me, because just like Patricia last week, it was like, this is just not for me. If I can get through this transaction tomorrow, I'm done for a while, because it takes a lot. And just not pushing myself. Of course, we want that instant, satisfaction and gratification. I've got my license and business should just come to me. But that's just not how it is. I mean, everything you said, this is not a part-time. This is a full-time career to really generate it the way that you want to. So I mean, I know you didn't ask for all of that, but no, I appreciate
that's exactly
I
what
truly appreciate this session, and I really hope that we can have some more.
And we will. And one of the things I want you to know, Keisha, is that push isn't forever. That's not sustainable. But if you were to commit, 12 months, I'm gonna work extra hard for 12 months, your life will look very different at the end of that. And so I've seen it happen over and over again. We have a lot of agents here that have very successful businesses.
Mm-hmm.
That when they started, it was dual career. They were a teacher. They were IT technician. They had some other thing that took up the majority of their day, and they pushed hard enough for long enough that they built a business that gave them the foundation. They had the confidence to step away from it. And once they had an extra 40 hours to give, they had the skill set, they had the tools in place, their businesses just blew up from there. But it's getting enough of a foundation that you can confidently walk away is going to take extra effort on your part.
No, you're exactly right. And I think for me, I know I didn't speak up when you were going over, the things that get in our head that's kind of holding us back. For me, it's just not being able to be in an environment to take this on in the middle of a pandemic and not have the busyness and the bustle of the office where you can be there and shadow people and pick up nuggets from each and every, different agent. To that, for me, has been difficult because I feel like, well, there's no one here to show me. Well, there's nobody here that I can shadow. Well, I can't pick this up. Well, I don't know what questions to ask. And so that has been what gets in my head, because in all of my careers, it's always been an office setting where you can just hearing other conversations, you were able to grasp and obtain knowledge. And so this one's been kind of hard.
And that's great. And you bring up a really good point, Keisha. And that's, I want you to reach out to some of the people that are on the ALC, because even though they've got big businesses, when do their clients have openings in their schedule? When do their clients get to meet with them? When do their clients get to go look at properties? Evenings and weekends. So don't be afraid to reach out to them and say, hey, Monet, I'm really looking to shadow a more experienced agent and go on a listing appointment. Would it be possible the next time you have an evening appointment that I could go with you? Okay. Not every appointment of hers is going to be evening, but she is going to have some evening appointments. You've got that opportunity to shadow them. We don't just work 8 to 5. That's not the nature of this business. So there are other agents that you can learn from and connect with outside of those hours. So that's good. And I would encourage you, keep your eye on the calendar. And sometimes it's a little early, like was it today? We had a social event today, but I think it was from 5 to 6, and I know you couldn't make it to that. But sometimes there's going to be social events that are 6 to 7 or 7 to 8. Like Bunko is sometime this month. Pay attention to that, because that's a great social environment where you get to go spend an hour and a half with other agents. And that's a place where you can pick their brain while you're having fun and drinking wine, but we all get to come together because we are all on the same team. So great question. All right. So guys, what would you like to see next? I want to do this for right now once a month. So this will be on the calendar for August, be on the calendar for September. If we start getting some larger participation, I'll entertain doing it twice a month. But so definitely invite a friend. But what would you guys like me to focus on and me talk about over the next couple of months? What would be the most helpful thing to you? And if you don't have an immediate answer, ponder it and shoot me an email.
I think one of the things would be forms.
Contracts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have contracts and forms and what goes where, that's for me.
Okay. We may do that. I've got all those videos on the contracts, and those are very, very detailed. There's 20 hours of videos in there on the contracts.
But I know that, Trey.
So,
you're like, look at the video first and call me back.
But we can probably do a session on making sure you guys know which forms apply in which situations.
Right. Trey.
Yeah, Keisha.
Trey, if you wouldn't mind, because I know that there have been other agents, like you just said, who started off dual career and then moved into that being, if you could have maybe one of them at the next session, that we could bounce, or maybe two or three of it, and we can bounce things off of, just to say, you know, because at least we know they started where we start. You know, we had the same starting point. So maybe a few things that we can ask them or kind of pick their brain as to some nuggets that they can provide.
Okay, that is a great suggestion. I will work on getting that set up, Keisha.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it tonight. If you need me, call me, text me, email me. I'm here for you. And we're really excited to do this for you guys tonight. Thank you for coming. I hope you got a tremendous amount of value out of it.
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
for doing this.
All right. Good
Yes.
night, guys.
Okay.
Good
All right,
night.
have a good evening.
Good night. Thank you, Trey.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.